Welcome to MarketVibes.ai. Nothing here is financial advice. I want to go through our portfolio and what's happening in the markets. As I posted in the last video, still everything is green that we have been invested in. We are into US markets and crypto. And as you can see, all those are still green, which basically means the bullish momentum should probably continue. And if it doesn't, it will turn red. One thing I would like to say this time is Indian markets have turned red. And sometimes Indian markets do front run because it's a growing economy. So sometimes this, comes back to, other markets as well. So for example, I think last year, around October, Indian markets turned bearish, but bearishness in US markets started in January, right? So similar thing could happen. Might be 2, 3 months of lag before, because like keep in mind, like if we see like Nasdaq, we flashed a signal on 7th April, that was the bottom, right? Like so basically you're going up straight up 4 months, right? This is unusual stuff, right? Um, Nothing goes up forever, nothing comes down forever. So needs to have some sort of cool off. However, because it has still upward momentum, market vibes hasn't turned red. As we talked in the earlier videos, we are basically, into momentum. Uh, as long as the momentum is there, you just need to like, follow the momentum. When there is weakness, you get out, and market vibes helps with that. So let's go through the portfolio really quick. Really nice to see 40%. This has been a portfolio for 2 months now, right? Obviously, the big winner is Ethereum, like it's just like smashing through. Bitcoin is also holding pretty well. So I think the whole momentum is with Ethereum, right? If we see the chart of Ethereum on Market Vibes, it looks like basically a straight line up. So we saw first signal around, set, I think it was, yeah, 10th April, right? It was a 99 score, 1521, right? And since then, it's been like straight line up. This is like three times. So it's you have 200% gains, even if you did not take leverage. We do have leverage on our, market wise portfolio. We also got like for this portfolio, we got in over here, right? Like we did not get in here. I think in my first video, I put that. I don't want to lie about this. I want to like manage this portfolio live in the sense, whatever signal we are getting, I want to use them for my advantage. Now, here's the thing when things run too much, it's okay to, take some of the chips off the table, obviously, right? Like, because this is looking like now straight line up and there's a lot of euphoria coming back. And you have to keep in mind now we are very close to previous all-time highs. So if we want to see like a cleaner chart, let's do this, right? So this is the Ethereum chart on TradingView. You can see this box is basically the resistance. This is like the previous high. And in my opinion, what happens here is like it tried once here to cross this 4,000 level, second time, third time, it failed all the times, and it actually created a lower low. So this is what I call spring effect, and they are very powerful. And you're lucky if you're using market vibes because it detected right here, right? So then this spring effect is basically you just like press a spring that was bouncy so hard that it's just it's going to bounce hard back. And it may take everyone by surprise by just keep going higher, right? Like keeping everyone confused if it comes to this zone, right? We don't know. So don't think I don't, believe in like predicting where it's gonna go. There's a chance of 5 to 6K in between. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow what market vibes tells me. If it starts showing me weakness and red, I'm going to be out, right? And if you're someone who made a lot of money, like three times money or something, right? You want to take some chips off the table, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. This portfolio, I'm going to like try to follow as much as possible, close to market vibes. What we could do is if Ethereum starts showing red because it has run so much, I may not deploy all the money back in Ethereum. The reason behind that is once you make money, your goal should be to protect the money. This kind of situation of like 3x in a very short period of time comes once in a while. And you use systems like Market Vibes to kind of like detect that. But once you make money, it's better to go into something more stable. So for example, I have talked in the previous video, I'm really bullish on the Russell 2000, right? So let's open a chart for that. This one, right? So I want to first explain the chart and then I want to show you like what market vibes are showing. So this is basically a 4 years of resistance, right? And again, when the rate cuts come and this resistance is going to be broken, this is going to be some run for, smaller caps in US markets as well. So if we go back and select that US small cap, you can see since the April reversal, it's been green, right? It might hit this resistance and cool off. We don't know. But considering this has been 4 years, and actually, if you see here, this has given some ridiculous returns in 3 years, right? So this is not your, crypto. This is like a whole index. So getting like 170% return on a 2x ETF is amazing. If you compare versus buy and hold, it's only 15%. This is awful performance, right? So see what you could do using something like Market Vibes, right? And this is why, like I'm saying, if we made quite a bit of money on Ethereum and we take the chips off the table, next time Ethereum turns green, I'm going to reduce that position, not going to put all that money. More money I will diversify maybe in Dow Jones and the Russell ETF as well. Of course, depending on what color I'm seeing here. If it's red, we might go 100% cash, and it's okay to not make money sometimes. Because here's the thing, like a lot of people lost money. This is an important chart to see. Here, people thought like Ethereum is going to go like to infinity, but here there was a correction, and you can see like this. This is like a decent run, 3,000 to like 4,000, almost like 20-30%. But Market Vibes did not understand. It was like, no, wait, I don't have clarity. I'm not going to do anything, right? Here, there was kind of like a false signal, so maybe you just kind of like net even again a false signal. My point is, in overall this time period, you did not lose much money. Maybe you were net even, or maybe you made a small amount of money, right? Here, maybe you made some. And then maybe you lost some as well here. But the most important point is here, right? This is like, once in a few years kind of opportunity. It detected that. This is where you make the max gain. So anything you lost, 5, 10%, 15% using market vibes, you're gonna absolutely recover, when a good signal comes over, and which does. We have seen this repeatedly. If you longer you use market vibes, better it becomes because there are glitches in between. If you try to trade this yourself, you're going to lose a lot of money because it's very choppy and bad, right? But if you use something like market vibes, eventually the time comes when your historical returns skyrocket. So if you can see, like in 3 years, this is pretty damn good. We can just experiment. I think we have done this in the previous video, but if there are new users, I want to just show this. If you do this 5 years, this just goes absolutely ridiculous, right? Sure, buy and hold also has worked, but I mean, if you made $1 million and I tell you like this is like $7 million, that's better, right? So it's that kind of thing. Like it's exponential. The longer you use, it's exponential it becomes because the goal is to protect yourself when there is choppiness and the market trends are not clear and make maximum money when the trends are clear. This is a clear uptrend when it detected this, right? And if it didn't, for example, here, there was a chance that Israel and, um, Iran conflict can, propagate. And if this started falling, it would have just turned red. It's not emotional, right? That like, hey, I detected a signal with a score of 100 or, 90 plus. I need to make sure this makes gain, so I'm going to wait. No, it's momentum. Like if the momentum is gone, it's going to be like, nope, I think something is wrong. If momentum is back, it's like, okay, it's back, you know? And the same thing applies with every single indexes, and that's why it works. And that's why, we have been able to like, go higher in this portfolio. If you have been observing, by the way, so when we started, we were quite up, but then we have also been 13, 14% down. This is what I want to show you. Like, the reason to put like this savvy trader portfolio, which I'll, put the link in the comments, is to show you that you could also be down in your portfolio and it's okay. Like right now it's showing 41. This could go to 60, 70 because Ethereum is running. But then what if it cools off? And Market Vibes is still trying to figure out if the momentum is gone or not, because sometimes it needs to wait, because if there's like so much of force in terms of like going up, it's going to wait to just make sure like it's not a fake out, right? Sometimes it's going to be clear and it's going to say like, okay, it's a clear downtrend, I'm just going to turn red, right? So my overall point is I'm really happy with this performance of like what's going on in the last 2 months. We are up almost 40%. I think time comes to kind of like become the exit from Ethereum and play with smaller positions whenever it turns red and start getting into indexes, because I'm a believer of like I want to get into stuff when it's like no one is interested and there is a great signal on market vibes, versus doing it at all-time highs, right? And it's like looking like a straight line up. I think also other markets are pretty, in my opinion, pretty solid. The way I see it is we had a full recovery. We are hanging out above previous resistance, right? Anytime the pullback could happen and retest this, previous resistance, which was around April when it was consolidating. That's totally cool. It's going to happen someday. I don't know when. We are going to follow market vibes closely and see what's happening. And, I am kind of eagerly waiting for that pullback because I do want to, as I said, get into these indexes as well. We are right now only in Dow Jones and Russell, but I want to start getting into other indexes as well, right? And, we're looking for an opportunity to exit from riskier stuff, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum. They've been running for quite a while. Sometime there's going to be 50% correction, and that's what I'm waiting for. That, let's load off from those riskier stuff, go back into the stable. Because keep in mind, indexes like Nasdaq, S&P 500, they don't just instantly fall to 50%, right? So even if we are using market vibes and it's going running and stuff like that, we would still be able to protect our cash. It's all about protecting your cash. Anything multiplied by zero is always going to be zero, right? So if you protect your cash, so a good example is here, right? Like we were up and then we went down. So like from here, we went down around 20%, right? But because we had that 80% left, look what we were able to do, right? We were able to like compound that growth and we now are all the way up 40%, right? From our initial investment, right? So from the bottom, it would be even more, right? Which is a fantastic return for like a 2 month, right? And we are not gambling. I talked about this in last video as well. It's been only like what, like three trades and some like selling and buying again, right? Rest, we are just adding positions here and there whenever you have the cash flow. Everyone has a different situation. People get paid at different times. The idea to build market buys was simple. You go to the overview page anytime you have money, you look your favorite asset, and you just basically just put some money over there, and then let it run. When it turns red, you exit out and you rebalance your portfolio. So good luck with everything. Thank you for watching the video. Again, nothing here is financial advice. I'm just using this software to manage my own portfolio. You do you. I'll see you next time.